5 आउट ऑफ द 8 लेजर गाइडेड बॉम्ब्स कारगिल में आपने ड्रॉप किए हैं सर।
तो हमारा फर्स्ट टास्क जो दिया गया था कि बॉम्ब 5140, तो हम 8 बॉम्ब ले जाते थे मिराजेस में, ईच बॉम्ब कैरिंग अबाउट 250 kg ऑफ RDX।
250 kg सर। आपको तो घूम के भी आना है ना, नहीं तो आप तो क्रॉसओवर आप तो।
Yes, so what we do is we drop the bomb at about 8.5, then I throw the aircraft into a 4G turn. I mean a turn like that. The bomb is going like this, like this, like this.
कितना चैलेंजिंग होता था to go and target एक पीक को?
Our job was to make sure that we told the system where is the target.
फिर
After that, the system looked after. We knew Muntho Dhalo by name. We knew it existed. Where was it located and how did it look like? We had no clue. 4 aircrafts went with 6 bombs, 24 250 kg bombs. And there were by that time 70 tents. We destroyed all 70 of them.
अच्छा हुआ सर पहले नहीं मारा। कम टेंट्स थे। वेलकम बैक टू मॉन्क्स एंड वॉरियर्स। और आज के जो गेस्ट हैं हमारे, ही इज़ वन अमंगस्ट द हीरोज़ ऑफ ऑपरेशन सफ़ेद सागर। जी हाँ, इंडियन एयरफोर्स का ऑपरेशन कारगिल के दौरान जो उन्होंने सारे ऑपरेशंस किए थे ऑपरेशन सफ़ेद सागर के नाम के अंदर, उसके एक हीरो हैं, एक एयर वॉरियर हैं, एंड ही इज़ एयर मार्शल रघुनाथ नाम्बियार। ही इज़ अति विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल, वायुसेना मेडल एंड बार टू वायुसेना मेडल, इसके अलावा ऑनररी ADC टू द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया। जी हाँ, उनके नाम पे 5100 फ्लाइंग आवर्स हैं, 42 डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ एयरक्राफ्ट उन्होंने चलाए हैं, एंड मिराज 2000 पे उन्होंने 2300 आवर्स की फ्लाइंग टाइम है उनका, विच इज़ द हाइस्ट ऑन द टाइप इन इंडियन एयरफोर्स उनके सर्विस के दौरान। और सबसे खास ये है कि कारगिल ऑपरेशंस के दौरान 8 लेजर गाइडेड बॉम्ब्स जो फायर हुए थे, उनमें से 5 इन्होंने ड्रॉप किए थे। क्या चैलेंजेस होते थे, मिराज हमारे क्यों तैयार नहीं थे कारगिल के दौरान, कैसे उनको इम्प्रोवाइज़ करके अलग अलग तरीक़ों से तैयार किया गया है, ये सारे हम डिटेल में सुनेंगे यार। और इनके अलावा सर, क्योंकि ही वॉज द एयर ऑफिसर कमांडिंग इन चीफ ईस्टर्न एयर कमांड जो चाइना के साथ डील करती है, एयर ऑफिसर कमांडिंग इन चीफ द वेस्टर्न एयर कमांड जो पाकिस्तान को देखती है, ये सब के एक्सपीरियंस के साथ में द फ्यूचर्स कॉन्सेप्ट्स ऑफ द इंडियन एयरफोर्स की अभी ड्रोन टेक्नोलॉजी आने के बाद में इंडियन एयरफोर्स कैसे ऑपरेशंस लड़ेगी, ये सब के बारे में डिटेल में जानकारी लेंगे। सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड विथ एयर मार्शल नाम्बियार। सर जय हिंद सर, एंड हमारे लिए बहुत ऑनर की बात है सर टू होस्ट यू ऑन आवर चैनल सर। इनफैक्ट मैं अपने कोर्समेट से जब भी बात करता था, दे ऑल टेलिंग मी कि अगर एक जेंटलमैन फ्रॉम द एयर फोर्स यू हैव टू होस्ट, दैट इज़ यू सर। एंड जैसे हमने गूगल भी किया तो वी सॉ दैट 5 आउट ऑफ द 8 लेजर गाइडेड बॉम्ब्स कारगिल में आपने ड्रॉप किए हैं सर। इसके अलावा सर यू हैव फ्लोन अबाउट 42 डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ एयरक्राफ्ट्स। आप ईस्टर्न एयर कमांड में रहे हैं सर एज AOCNC, आप वेस्टर्न एयर कमांड में रहे हैं सर। सो वी आर वेरी एक्साइटेड टू होस्ट यू सर, एंड वेलकम टू आवर चैनल सर।
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be with you. I look forward to a very interesting discussion. I'm aware of your channel and its popularity. I wish you all the best.
जय हिंद सर, एंड सर बिना देर किए हुए वी विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम कारगिल। जैसे सर ने बताया कि जब भी आपका नाम हमने गूगल किया तो सबसे पहले उसमें कारगिल की वो वीडियो एंड आपके बारे में इतना सारा लिखा हुआ आता है कि आपने उस पूरे 50 दिन में बहुत बड़ा रोल प्ले किया था अपना, जो कारगिल की लड़ाई हुई थी सर। तो किस तरह से सर आपका इंडक्शन हुआ है इस वॉर में?
जब जंग शुरू हुआ था फॉर द एयरफोर्स, इट स्टार्टेड ऑन द 25th
सर।
उस दिन पे गवर्नमेंट का डिसीजन हुआ कि एयर पावर को भी इंडक्ट किया जाए एंड हमारे स्क्वाड्रन जो था वो ग्वालियर में बेस था। मैं स्क्वाड्रन से बाहर निकल के 1 साल हो गया था। स्क्वाड्रन में एक ही विंग कमांडर होता है, वो कमांडिंग ऑफिसर रहता है।
सर
और आप मिराजेस फ्लाई कर रहे थे?
मिराज 2000 फ्लाई कर रहे थे ग्वालियर से।
सर
मुझे ग्वालियर के विंग में पोस्ट किया था एज द SFSIO और स्टेशन फ्लाइट सेफ्टी एंड इंस्पेक्शन ऑफिसर, जिसका काम होता है कि सेफ्टी ऑफ एयरक्राफ्ट फ्लाइंग एंड बर्ड एक्टिविटी, ग्रास कटिंग, ऐसे एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव टास्क को लुक आफ्टर करना था। तो जब वॉर शुरू हुआ तो इमीडिएटली जो भी क्वालिफाइड लोग थे, जो मिराज में काफ़ी एक्सपीरियंस थे, उनको वापस स्क्वाड्रन में बुलाया गया। कुछ लोग ताम्बरम में थे, इंस्ट्रक्टर्स थे फ्लाइंग एकेडमीज़ में, कुछ लोग एयर हेडक्वार्टर में पोस्टेड थे। मैं तो वहीं विंग में ही था, तो मुझे क्विकली पकड़ के स्क्वाड्रन में डाल दिया
एंड
गया।
आई बिलीव सर आप पूरे सबसे एक्सपीरियंस्ड पायलट्स में से थे?
हाँ, तब उस टाइम में मेरे आई हैड अबाउट 1900 hours of flying time on the Mirage 2000 alone, which was the highest in the Indian Air Force. And on top of that, I was an experimental test pilot. So given all this, I was a natural candidate to be inducted into the squadron.
सर
Along with me were 7 more pilots from various places all over the country,
सर
along with the rest of the squadron. So we were inducted and we were asked to ferry the Mirage 2000s to Adampur. We ferried 6 aircrafts to Adampur.
फेरी मतलब बस टेक ऑफ करके वहाँ पे जाके लैंड करना है, कोई ऑपरेशन नहीं अभी के लिए?
That's right, very much. But उससे पहले उसको फेरी कॉन्फ़िगरेशन में डालना पड़ता है। बिग टैंक्स, वेपन कैरेज, पाइलन्स, वो सब फिट होता है एयरक्राफ्ट में।
उसको तैयार करते हैं सर बैटल के लिए सर?
Yes, that aircraft has to be prepared with all its role equipment which are required.
Sir.
And moreover, the huge amount of load which goes, roughly about 30 tons, when an aircraft squadron moves from one place to the other.
Sure.
We have to carry with us our ground power units, our hydraulic trolleys, our engine tests and so many other paraphernalia which are essential to operate an aircraft from a forward base like say Adampur.
Sir.
Now Adampur, if you recollect, is close to Jalandhar.
Yes, sir.
It's about 25-30 kilometers from Jalandhar, and that's where we were based. We were 6 aircrafts which were put there. 6 aircraft were sent to Ambala, that is one squadron. 6 aircraft were sent to Sirsa, and 6 aircraft were sent to Jodhpur.
Sir.
That's how the Mirage fleet was distributed. And some aircraft were kept back at Gwalior.
सर
The people who were inducted into Adampur were all for the strike role, in the sense we were supposed to be carrying weapons, air to ground weapons, to drop it against enemy. Now from Adampur, the Mirage 2000 with its range could dominate right from Siachen all the way up till Bhuj in that sector.
आदमपुर से ही टेक ऑफ करके सर आप?
Yes, we had the sort of range available to do this whole sector.
सर
Our deployment was not for Kargil, it was for a full-scale war with Pakistan. That's how the Air Force functions. We don't deploy against just Kargil. We went for the whole border.
Sir.
And that's how we were from Central Air Command, where Mirages are based in Gwalior. We were pulled into Western Air Command and deployed now as an asset of Western Air Command.
Sure.
And that's how we started flying in Adampur. When we reached Adampur, ferry took place at night, late at night, at 2 o'clock in the morning. When we landed at Adampur, the squadrons at Adampur had already moved out, except for one squadron which was left behind of MiG-29. The other 2 squadrons had already moved to Avantipur and Srinagar.
Sir.
And they had already started flying there for war, because from the 26th onward, offensive action had started.
सर
And you may recollect on the 27th, we lost one MiG-20.
यस
Yes, sir.
यस
Flight Lieutenant Nachiketa had been shot down. Nachiketa was based in Adampur.
सर
His squadron was Adampur based.
वो वहाँ से आगे गए थे सर?
हाँ, वहाँ से श्रीनगर गए थे और
Yes, sir.
वहाँ से टेक ऑफ किया था, और वहीं से he got into engine flame out and he had to eject.
Sir.
So that's how the war started for us. In the beginning few days, from 26 till we finally started dropping weapons, we were in reserve. But the way the war progressed, initially it appeared, very euphoric. We were dropping bombs and doing everything. Suddenly there was this one MiG-27 got shot, then one MiG-21 got shot. We lost, and then the next day after that we lost a helicopter with 4 people on board. So there was 3 aircrafts down in less than 3 days. That is the sort of way the war had progressed, and these were looking very uncomfortable for us.
सर आपके लिए ये इन्फॉर्मेशन कब पहले जब आप मूव किए तब आप लोग को इन्फॉर्मेशन पता था कि एग्जैक्टली क्या है? आर यू वेर यू प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर दिस, या आप लोग किसी और चीज़ की तैयारी कर रहे थे, लाइक फुल स्केल वॉर या
We were for a full-scale war.
एनी इन्फॉर्मेशन ऑफ द कारगिल?
We only knew that whatever was available in the press,
Sure.
that there is something happening. And what the news used to say, घुसपैठियाँ कहीं
Yes, sir.
दिखे गए थे. If you recall, Lieutenant Saurav Kalia had gone missing.
Yes,
His whole patrol had disappeared.
Sure.
And all जो हम बाकी जनता को न्यूज़ इन्फॉर्मेशन होता था ओपन सोर्स, वो हमें भी मिलता था टीवी पे. हम सारा टाइम टीवी ऑन करके देखते थे कि क्या हो रहा है.
Sir.
कि उतना ही जानकारी था जो बाकी पॉपुलेशन और पब्लिक को था. Yes, we were briefed by the Air Force that this is what is happening. The army is gearing up to throw out the intruders, and we will have to support the operations. And the operation was given a name, Safed Sagar.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So we were part of Vijay, but as a airpower campaign from the Air Force, which was labeled as Safed Sagar.
Sure.
In the beginning of the first 1 week, we were kept away because of our very important role for the whole battlefront.
Sir.
But as the time stabilized, it was realized that the only game in town was in Kargil. And therefore, obviously, we would get inducted. And moreover, given the fact that we were the best aircraft in the sky at that time.
Sir.
And Air Force 2 was in a very great shape at that time. I'll take you back. In 1999, we had 42 squadrons. Today we are down to 30. But at that point in time, we had 42 squadrons of fighters and bombers in our inventory.
एंड सर हमारी जो फायर पावर थी वो भी पाकिस्तान से बेटर थी. वी वर हैविंग 530T मिसाइल्स.
That's right. We had the capability to fire beyond visual range missiles, and they had only within visual range missiles. It meant that they were coming into a fight with a dagger while we were going in with spears.
सर.
Sure.
So therefore, we had a technical big advantage over them, and that's the reason why Pakistan Air Force just stayed out of this whole thing. They just what we are called slept at home. They didn't interfere with whatever we were doing.
तो जो एयर डिफेंस थे बेसिक उसी से दे टार टू.
Yes, exactly. They deployed for some time at Skardu, and they realized that they cannot sustain it there. They went back to the Sargoda or wherever they came from. While we were deployed, and we fought the whole 50 days of the air operations till the 12th of July. Air operations continued.
सर आपका जब इन्वॉल्वमेंट हुआ एयरफोर्स का, तब इंस्ट्रक्शंस क्या थे सर कि हमारी रीच या हमारे लिए क्या रोल है, एंड पाकिस्तान एयरफोर्स कितना इन्वॉल्वमेंट है?
हमें कुछ नहीं बताया गया था. We were sitting in Adhampur, and our army counterparts were from the local corps headquarters, who had no knowledge whatsoever of what was happening in the in the north.
North, sir.
The north was under Northern Army Command.
Yes, sir.
We were here in Western Army Command. Our GLO had no clue whatsoever as to what was the air action or the ground action or any. Sure. So one day, me and my commanding officer, we flew down to Srinagar to get briefed by the local Air Force people there. Yes, and the Air Force had set up Air Vice Marshal, who was the advanced headquarters at Udhampur of the Air Force, had relocated to now Srinagar. Yes, Air Vice Marshal Nana Menon was the heading the air
the ad hoc headquarters, sir.
The headquarters there, and he had moved to Srinagar. Sure. And they had based themselves in the base ops, and we went there to get briefed as to what was happening. Now, the information which I'm talking about, the 29th and 30th of the May, sure, was very scanty. And it was they were saying that there could be some intrusion here, and maybe here.
Sir.
A few identified pockets were definite. They said Tololing definitely.
Yes, sir.
अभी तक सर कोई एयर पिक्चर्स वगैरह जो फ्लाइट्स
वो सब आने लग गए थे.
आने लगे थे, उसमें कुछ पता चल रहा था सर कि
Most of them
bunkers, हाँ.
no, bunkers तो दिख ही नहीं रहे थे. What was sometimes possible to see were some specific some tents were pitched somewhere in the open, and if suppose those tents were not white but were maybe dark blue or brown or whatever is color, the contrast used to show up. People in the move used to be shown up because of motion.
Yes, sir.
And ski mobile tracks in the snow were clearly visible. So there was clear indication that there was a lot of activity. But what was the actual position on the ground, how many people had come in, where and all were they located, what is their strength, how, these were not known to us.
Sure.
We were in the dark. And sure enough, when the decision was taken by Western Air Command, we will now put the Mirage into the war. They did what Air Force always does, that is recce of the area.
Sir.
So that is the first thing we do, and therefore our entire squadron, we had, if I remember correct, about 12 pilots, 6 aircrafts, 12 pilots. So we were put into an AN-32, which took us to Srinagar.
Sir.
We landed at Srinagar, and as we landed, there were 2 helicopters, Mi-17s, who were already started up by the time we landed. We were put into 2 Mi-17s. We didn't require to have 2 helicopters, but for probably redundancy and for safety.
Yes.
Safety, because if
Just imagine sir, अगर
all 12 pilots would have gone in an accident or something, just to make sure that that didn't happen. So we were split into 6 each, and we got airborne in the Mi-17. I recollect vividly that the pilots of the Mi-17 had, these bulletproof patkas, those tubes which used to be used.
Sir, yes, sir.
And they were wearing that jacket with that slab of metal in front and the slab of metal in the rear.
Sir.
And we were with our thin cotton
T-shirts,
overalls. And it was cold, especially when the helicopter started climbing, and we were feeling quite unprotected, both from the bullet as well as from the cold. However, as we proceeded, if you recollect the terrain, it's so beautiful,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You have the high Himalayas on both sides, and we went through the valley, we crossed Durshila, and we started going towards Kargil. At Kargil, we realized there was some artillery shelling going on. It had started from the other side. So the pilots could see the flash, and they immediately turned around and landed at Mataya. We were supposed to come to Mataya finally, but after first going to Kargil and seeing that part.
So आपको कुछ दिखा सर तब?
नहीं दिखाया, मीनिंग वो हिमालय के पर्वत हैं सफ़ेद उन दिनों में सफ़ेद होते थे क्योंकि it was winter, dead of winter. I mean, winter had not yet gone off, while it was everything was frozen solid in the heights, while in the plains it was all green.
Green, yes, sir.
Everything was so beautiful. We landed at Mataya, and we were told to go to the Div headquarters, which is close by. Now, Div was 8 Mountain Div, and Major General Mohinder Puri was the GOC of the Div. And we walked down to his headquarters. He had a sand model in his in a sort of a bunker-like arrangements there, and he showed us the lay of the land. He showed us Tiger Hill and Tololing and all the things which he was responsible for. 8 Mountain Div had been moved in to take stock of the situation and finally capture the area and throw out the enemy. That was the intention. This was on the 30th. Even on the 30th, he had sent up patrols from various battalions to go and physically
probe the enemy.
Probe the enemy, and they're yet to reach their heights to confirm whether they were there or not.
Sure.
I mean, it was like they were there everywhere. That was the assumption. And one by one they were being discounted. अच्छा इधर है नहीं, इधर नहीं है, इधर है, इधर नहीं है. So based upon the volume of fire they were getting when they were climbing up the hills. So that was the situation on that date. Tololing had already started action. Before Tololing, there is a point called 5140, just north of Tololing.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That was the, that and Tololing were in the pipeline for immediate attack. Tololing first and then 5140 next. So by the time Mirages got inducted, Tololing had been captured.
Two Rajreef captured
Yes,
Tololing.
they had already captured it. And so 5140 का कार्यक्रम अगला था.
सर
और that's the time when हमें induct किया गया था.
तब तक सर Tololing कैप्चर हो चुका था एंड 5140 नेक्स्ट टारगेट था सर.
हाँ, और हमारे ट्रूप्स आगे बढ़ रहे थे. तो हमारा फर्स्ट टास्क जो दिया गया था कि बॉम्ब 5140
सर.
क्योंकि हमारा टारगेट में दिखने के लिए कुछ था नहीं. वीडियो वगैरह जो हमें मिला था उसमें बस एक छोटी था और बोला गया था कि इधर इसके यहाँ सेंगर हैं और इसके अंदर ये सारे कुछ ज़्यादा कुछ इमेजिनेशन पे चल रहा था मामला. बट गिवन द फैक्ट दैट देयर वर कोऑर्डिनेट्स दैट दिस नॉर्थ एंड ईस्ट सो एंड सो डिग्रीज एंड लैटिट्यूड एंड लॉन्जिट्यूड, तो हमारे सिस्टम में उसको एंटर करना होता था एंड जहाज ऑटोमेटिकली जाके गिराता था.
सर
तो हम 8 बॉम्ब ले जाते थे मिराजेस में, 8 250 kg, each bomb carrying about 250 kg of RDX.
250 kg, sir.
250 kg each. And we used to drop sometimes 6, sometimes 8, based upon the configuration.
और ये अभी आप डम बॉम्ब्स की बात कर रहे हैं.
बिल्कुल dump bombs. These are what is called Spanish bombs. They were imported from Spain way back in 10 years ago. And ये अजीत एयरक्राफ्ट के लिए इंपोर्ट किया गया था.
सर
अजीत जो नेट का जो एडवांस वर्जन जो HAL से बनाया गया था उसके लिए ये खरीदा हुआ था. मगर अजीत तो इन्वेंट्री से निकल गया था बिकॉज इट हैड एज्ड एंड इट वाज नो लॉन्गर अवेलेबल एंड बट द बॉम्ब्स वर देयर इन द इन्वेंट्री.
तो इसको मिराज पे यूज किया.
वी वर पुट ऑन टू द मिराज व्हिच वाज इटसेल्फ समथिंग व्हिच हैड बीन अंडरटेकन बाय AST अबाउट अ ईयर एंड अ हाफ अगो बैक.
ओके, तो ये पहले हो चुका था सर ड्यूरिंग कारगिल. ऐसा नहीं है कि कारगिल के समय ये किया गया.
नहीं, ये पहले हो चुका था मगर इसके जो जानकारी था स्क्वाड्रन तक पहुंचा ही नहीं गया था. इन द सेंस द पायलट्स वर नॉट ट्रेन्ड, द टेक्नीशियंस वर नॉट ट्रेन्ड.
तो इसका मतलब सर कि वो इसको उसके सिस्टम के ऊपर माउंट कर दिया गया था पहले, बट पायलट सर उनको नहीं पता था कि कैसे होगा, किस तरह से गिराया जाएगा. और वो सर
नहीं, किस तरह से गिराया जाएगा तो कोई भी बॉम्ब गिराने का एक ही तरीका है
सर.
मगर द प्रॉब्लम वाज कि क्या ऑफसेट देना पड़ेगा, कि क्या एडिशनल नॉलेज चाहिए होता जो उसको लोडिंग के लिए में काम आएगा. फॉर द टेक्नीशियन टू लोड द बॉम्ब, द सेफ्टी प्रिकॉशंस आर ऑल यूनिक टू ईच वेपन. These were not known to the technicians and they were not known to the pilots as well at that point in time.
Sir.
So there was a very quick learning curve to quickly adapt yourself to what has already been done, which was documented but not yet supplied to us.
Sir.
आपने AST बताया सर. AST क्या है सर?
AST stands for Aircraft and Systems Testing Establishment.
Okay.
That is where we train test pilots and we do testing of various weapons and platforms to clear them for aircraft utilization. That's AST.
Sir.
टेस्ट पायलट का ट्रेनिंग भी वहीं से होता है.
We'll talk about आपके टेस्ट पायलट वाले ट्रेनर्स के इसके बाद.
Sure. But what I'm trying to say is that testing had been complete a year and a half ago,
but induction
it had not been disseminated to the field because this weapon was qualified not only on Mirages, it was qualified for MiG-23s, MiG-27s, Jaguar, सबके लिए qualify कर दिया था. Because this weapon was free in the sense there was no buy back for it.
Sir.
अजीत तो चला गया था इन्वेंट्री से, तो इसका जो वेपन जो इन्वेंट्री में थे उसको फॉर वाइड यूज इट हैड बीन क्वालिफाइड ऑन मिराजेस, इट हैड बीन क्वालिफाइड ऑन MiG-23s, MiG-27s, MiG-21 सब में क्वालिफाई हुआ था.
बट मिराज के अपने भी तो बॉम्ब्स होंगे सर.
मिराज के जो बॉम्ब्स थे ना, दे वर ऑल डिजाइंड फॉर अ डिफरेंट रोल, फॉर लो लेवल हाई स्पीड डिलीवरी. लाइक मिराजेस में उन दिनों में BAP 100 होता था which was designed for anti-runway use.
Sir.
100 kg bombs होते थे and they were designed for being dropped at low level.
Okay.
Without any gap from the target, not more than 300 feet. Okay, which was very dangerous at this time.
Yeah, I think sir हमने शायद मूवी एंड वीडियो में देखा है कि वो नीचे डिप करता है और टारमेक पे गिराता है फिर फ्लाई कर जाता है सर.
That is the BAP 100. We also used to carry the Beluga, which is both anti-tank and anti-personnel. But again, these bombs were to be delivered at low level. They were low-level, high-speed delivery,
सर.
and they were designed for that role. मगर कारगिल में ज़रूरत था कि हाई लेवल से ड्रॉप करें, नहीं तो स्टिंगर बबल जो है जो 4-5 किलोमीटर का रेंज रखता है, you would get shot by that. So that was the prevailing limitations of the normal delivery. So we wanted a weapon which could be dropped from high level. And at that point in time, only the Spanish 250 kg bombs had been qualified. After the war started in proper, when we started dropping Spanish 250 kg in large quantity, we ran out of that also. So suddenly there was a requirement now to switch to another bomb which we could carry. And that's how we started dropping 1,000 pounders. Now 1,000 pounders are roughly about 450 kg.
Sure. No, yes, sir.
And they are available in plenty in the Air Force. It is our Air Force bread and butter. It is like 5.56 rounds in the army. इतने होंगे. बनता है इंडिया में at OFP Khamaria and produced in large quantities. And over the years, 30, 40, 50 years, we've been producing 1,000 pounders.
Yes, sir.
And we probably continue to produce it. It's a very staple bomb made in India and very capable. 450 kgs of high explosives.
Sir.
And
RDX sir.
RDX.
पर्सपेक्टिव में डालने के लिए सर जो आरटी के बोफोर्स का एम्यूनिशन है उसके पास 10 से 15 केजी के बीच में एक्सप्लोसिव होता है एंड वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट 1000 केजी सर.
No, 1,000 pounds.
1,000 pounds, that is 450 kgs, sir.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a huge difference. And the beauty of it is we were getting airborne from Adhampur, which is 500 kilometers away. And we were getting it to the battlefront in 30 minutes.
Sir. So flying at the speed of 1,000 kilometers.
Yeah, that's the rough speed we are flying at. And every 30 minutes, we could reach there in 30 minutes and go back and come again. On a day, we could do, if 6 aircrafts, if assuming you do 3 rounds, you log 6 into 6 is 36 bombs into 3. You are looking at about
120 around
100 tons a day.
My goodness.
And you can do it continuously without really, 100 tons a day of firepower.
Without much of opposition, sir.
There was no opposition because we had though we used to take all precautions. We had Mirages getting airborne from Ambala, which used to join up with us somewhere near Dalhousie or somewhere in that area, and then come with us all the way to Kargil and go back. They were carrying 530D.
530D.
We can't carry the 530D when you're carrying LGB and drop tanks. So the other Mirages used to be equipped with 530D and Magic missiles. We used to carry Magic missiles for short range firing.
क्या है सर शॉर्ट रेंज?
Short range means about 8-10 kilometers.
सर ये बताइए कितना चैलेंजिंग होता था टू गो एंड टारगेट एक पीक को, बिकॉज आपकी स्पीड और मतलब स्पेशली मैं ये डम बॉम्ब्स की बात कर रहा हूँ जिसमें लेजर गाइडेंस वगैरह नहीं है, तो कितना चैलेंजिंग होता था? मतलब इफ यू जस्ट ड्रॉप द बॉम्ब देयर इज अ कैलकुलेशन, आई एम श्योर. हाउ प्रिसाइज इज इट?
The system used to calculate. Our job was to make sure that we told the system where is the target.
फिर
After that, the system looked after.
खुद ही डिस्पैच हो जाता है?
हाँ, बिल्कुल. My job as a pilot in the air is to identify the target very accurately, especially when it is a very small target. If it's a large area target or if the target is not known to you, but its coordinates are correct, and you updated the system and brought it to a high level of accuracy, it would do the job on its own. All you have to do is authorize the delivery. The system will drop at the correct time.
कब ड्रॉप करना है सर, किस टाइम?
सब कुछ it will automatically decide. You have to only tell the system this is the target.
Sir.
When I'm doing it in a manual mode, again I have to tell the system this is the target. I have to point the aircraft at the target and press a button to tell the system बाकी सब छोड़ो, इसको मारना है. And then I can change my nose, put it up.
Okay,
The aircraft system will give me guidance to get me over the place where I can start dropping. When gravity can reach it, it will take me there.
Sir.
Now, it will look after winds from ground level, which is about 13,000 feet, all the way to 30,000 feet where I'm dropping the bombs. There could be winds from every direction.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Even the earth rotates.
Yes.
Sir.
Coriolis effect has to be worried about. All that the system calculates. And everything is looked after. Aircraft velocity is looked after. Wind velocity is looked after. Coriolis effect is looked after. And the system decides when to go, let the bomb go.
So ये डम बम बहुत ज़्यादा डम नहीं है, काफ़ी स्मार्ट है.
System is smart है, sir.
System
Yeah,
smart.
but see, the laser guided bomb gives you an accuracy of 5 to 10 meters.
Sir.
Dumb bomb is dropped within about 50 meters.
Sir.
And but the advantage in dumb bomb is I can carry 8 of them or 6 of them. So I can have a huge spread. So if I'm trying to drop at a huge target, like for example, say a refinery,
Sir.
one LGB will get 1 point in the refinery. But if I drop 8 bombs,
Sir.
it will take the whole refinery away. So there is the
Yes. Pros and cons.
pros and cons. Now the dumb bomb can only travel 5-7 kilometers ahead of you. The laser guided bomb can travel 8.5 ahead of you. And similarly, the latest generation of weapons have got even more standoff. I can drop it from 60 kilometers. Like for example, the Spice 2000, which was employed in Balakot,
Sir.
you could drop it from 60 kilometers. 60 kilometers away. Just imagine. You can just drop it and turn away and go. The bomb will find itself.
Okay, sir.
So there is technology is the defining feature of these things.
That is a laser guided bomb. Smart.
No, I'm talking about iron bombs today.
जो आप इसके लिए बालाकोट के लिए the
Balakot was not a laser guided, it was a smart bomb.
smart bomb.
It was using electro-optical and
So the system is calculate कर रहा है और it is communicating with the bomb.
the system is calculating with the general area for the Spice 2000 to be released.
Sir.
The Spice 2000 guides itself towards the target based upon the coordinates and the imagery which you have put in. As it goes close to the target, it puts on its camera and starts looking for
the target. Yes,
looks for the target. And the moment it sees the same picture as what you've put it into its memory, it will go for that picture and it will hit within 2 meter accuracy. Now remember that bomb itself is just 7 meters long, but it's hitting within 2 meters. It's like the Spice 2000 is a 1000 kg bomb.
1000 kg, sir.
1000 kg. So you can imagine the explosive power in.
हम बात करेंगे सब बालाकोट की भी बात करेंगे बट
सर जब कारगिल के टाइम की बात करते हैं हम तो उस टाइम पे लाइटनिंग पॉड भी लगाए गए थे सर. हाँ. या वो पहले लग चुके थे?
नहीं, लाइटनिंग पॉड का स्टोरी कुछ और है. लाइटनिंग पॉड जो है उसकी इक्विवेलेंट एयरफोर्स में ऑलरेडी था. इट वाज कॉल्ड द एटलस. इट वाज अ फ्रेंच पॉड व्हिच वाज विद अस. It was already there with us from 1992-93. However, the French pod, the Atlas pod, it was designed to drop a French bomb called the Matra Arcole bomb, which is a 1000 kg bomb.
Sir.
It was overkill for Kargil. We had a very few of them, and they were all specific to a particular target, either in Pakistan or in China. They were all select bombs. We have in our targeting list what we call COSC targets, Chairman Chief of Staff Committee targets.
Sir.
Targets which are of very high value and which have got war-winning potential or which are politically very sensitive. These targets have allocated the label of COSC targets. Those targets had our Matra bombs allocated for it.
वो उसमें नाम लिख के रखे हैं सर.
Almost like. ऐसा नहीं है कि यही बॉम्ब इसी में जाएगा, but quantity was set. So when Kargil required a precision guided bomb, we never thought of looking at our Matra bomb because they were 1000 kg plus, extremely expensive and designed for a different war and for bursting bridges and dams, very large concrete structures. So they were uniquely and placed. So therefore, we didn't have a proper bomb for that mission. And neither did we have a LDP pod which could operate by day and night. The French targeting pod called the Atlas could only do from morning to evening, not from
Evening till
dusk to dawn. It was not possible to use it at that time. The Litening pod, which we had procured way back in 1996, had been contracted for in 1996 and was being integrated onto the Mirage and the Jaguar simultaneously
Sir.
by the Israelis at that time, as per the contract. So when Kargil broke out, this integration had not yet been completed. So everything had to be rushed and quickly finished and got to speed. So that is where the challenge lies. I have been involved with the Litening pod for a long time. In 1996, when the pod was being selected,
सर कुछ लोगों को ऑडियंस में ना ये लिटनिंग पॉड का एग्जैक्टली पता नहीं होगा, सो इफ यू कैन जस्ट एक्सप्लेन एक बार बेसिक से कि कैसे वो डेजिग्नेट करता है.
Sure, I'll explain that. The Litening pod is a laser designation pod. It has a camera which looks along a path which the pilot or the system can set. And along this path where the camera looks, a laser can also be fired. So therefore, if the pilot decides to look at a particular target and presses the required button, the laser also fires along the same path, illuminating the target, like a torchlight on it.
Yes.
And now when I drop a bomb, the reflection of that torchlight is picked up by the bomb and it goes for it. That's how guidance is done.
ओके सर. सो यहाँ से जैसे पायलट को अगर ये कप दिखता है सर, तो वो कप के ऊपर जैसे ही देखता है
अपना क्रॉसर रखता है और लेजर फायर करता है.
तो लेजर बीम
इधर लगता है कप के, फिर उसके ऊपर से रिफ्लेक्ट होता है. जो रिफ्लेक्शन जो है वो बॉम्ब पिकअप करता
बॉम्ब
है.
पिकअप करेगा और उसी को जाके टारगेट.
सो टिल द टाइम से टारगेट हिट नहीं होता है वो उसको लाइक
You
करना
have to
पड़ेगा.
keep seeing it. You have to keep gazing.
आप उसको डाइवर्ट नहीं कर सकते हो.
No, you can divert in the sense you can turn away.
Sir.
But the pod is so designed that even if you turn away, it will automatically track this side.
Sir.
It can look everywhere up to 150 degrees behind it also.
बट आपको लेजर लीड करना पड़ेगा सर.
Automatically करता है. Once you drop the bomb, the system knows targeting हो रखा है. अभी इसी पे रखना है. So auto tracking goes on until either you hit a mechanical limit beyond which it cannot see,
Sir.
or you stop the action by the pilot action to stop the process. And that pilot only stops when he sees the bomb explode and destroy the target. Now in 1996 I was posted to 7th Squadron at that time, and I was selected to go to Israel to evaluate the Litening pod. When we went it for the first time, the Litening pod, we flew on the Phantom 2000. And we did not find it good enough. There were some shortcomings. And the Israelis requested us to come once again. So 3 months later, we went once again. This time I flew the pod on an F-16, F-16D. Here again, we were not fully satisfied. There were a few issues which we felt which could be improved upon or sorted out. And therefore, we gave them a reshoot and requested them to call us once again when they were fully prepared. The third time when I went over to Israel, flew the F-16 once again with the Litening pod. It functioned perfectly, and it was thus approved for induction, and the contract was taken with the Israelis for delivering 15 pods.
सर एयरक्राफ्ट चेंज होता है तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता इसमें, लाइक F-16 में अगर अच्छा रिस्पांस था, बट हमारे पास तो F-16s नहीं है.
Yeah, but the thing is not the aircraft. The thing is the pod.
कोई प्रॉब्लम. Yes.
Pod is almost like a standalone item.
Sir.
The same Litening pod which we had in the Air Force was flown on the Jaguar, the Mirage, the Mk2 and the Sukhoi. All 4 type of aircraft had the same pod. The pod used to auto-recognize which aircraft am I on, and then change my own software to adjust for the aircraft which is flying it. So ये automatically होता है ये system. So I had got some experience on the Litening pod because of flying it on the Phantom 2000 and on the F-16D. So when Kargil came about and this pod was inducted, it was in a very poor shape, in the sense the full integration had not been over. There were a lot of bugs, some of them known, some of them unknown.
Sir.
But we had no choice to fly with it, given the urgency of the time. The Israelis had been flown in from Tel Aviv into Bangalore and to Gwalior, and there they were operating their ground equipment to set right as many bugs as possible as we were informing them about it. So this was an ongoing process
during the war, sir.
during the war. So pods used to come and go. We used to take aircrafts back with the pod, drop the pod, take another new pod which had been tweaked or corrected, and fly it back. So that's how the whole thing used to operate. It was like Gwalior used to operate 24/7. This was a huge team effort. We being in the front were just the cutting edge, so to speak. But behind us were
lot of people.
hundreds of people. There were even Israelis who were sitting and working around the clock to make things happen, because for them it was a contractual requirement to qualify it. And moreover, being Israel and being friends with India, they wanted to support us to the best possible. And I think even our people back home at Gwalior, they never used to have, they used to work around the clock, 24/7. We used to land at 2 o'clock in the morning, and by 8 o'clock in the morning, we were back away in airborne, going back to Adampur. So that was the sort of, cycle time required. So everything was happening in very, very warlike fashion.
So coming on to again sir, आपका ऑपरेशन जो कारगिल वाला है, so जब आप टेक ऑफ कर रहे थे, हाउ कॉन्फिडेंट वे यू सर कि ये तो हो जाएगा आराम से?
पहला स्ट्राइक
सर,
the confidence level was low, in the sense we were aware of the limitations of the pod, given the fact that it has just been inducted. This was an Israeli pod which was talking Hebrew. And it was on a French aircraft which was talking French. And there was an Indian pilot who was trying to talk in Hindi. And the bomb itself was an American bomb, which was...
Okay, bomb was American, sir.
Yeah, American bomb. So
receiving end में तो पाकिस्तानी था,
international cooperation था.
And the receiving end was people who were speaking
Punjabi
and Urdu. So it was like, Tower of Babylon, with people speaking divergent tongues and language. So there was a lot of doubt. शक तो बहुत था कि कुछ गड़बड़ ना हो जाए. We were fully confident of our own capability, our experience. The Mirage 2000 at that point in time was like a musical instrument for me. I could, with my eyes shut, play it. It was that, because of so many years of experience. I have been in the fleet for almost 14 years at that time. And as I told you, 1900 hours on that aircraft, which is, at that point in time was the most highest. And you yourself, very supremely confident at that age. I was very young then, not too young, but young enough. I was 40 years old. So that was the sort of, feeling you get, that you can't do wrong, but maybe the pod might not behave the way it is supposed to because of some kink or some bug. The aircraft was, as far as it was concerned, it was carrying a French pod, and the French pod was actually Israeli, and with an American bomb. So all these combinations were prone to errors. There is a very good possibility that things could go wrong. There are thousands of things which could go wrong. But on that final day, on the 24th of June, our stars were probably very bright. All of those 1,000 things went right, and we achieved success. So, how do I tell you this?
ये सर टाइगर हिल वाला था 24 जून.
That's right.
But I think सर इससे पहले आपने मुंथो डालो वाला भी.
During Muntho Dhalo time, I was actually sitting in Gwalior. I was not there in the operations, but the squadron was carrying out the operations. And what had happened, Muntho Dhalo, the story was that we knew Muntho Dhalo existed. We had very good imagery, but we couldn't find it on the ground. So a Litening pod aircraft used to get airborne and used to scan the whole area trying to see where was this place. Because we had realized that coordinates were wrong. And therefore, it was essentially very important for us now to tell the aircraft this is the point. And after that, the aircraft would do its job. But
पहले ढूंढना है जमीन पे. हाँ.
The main thing is you have to point the aircraft to the target and to tell the aircraft system this is the target. After that, the aircraft looked after accuracy.
Yes,
But that most important part कि है क्या चीज़, किधर निशाना लगाना है, वो बहुत ही important है. And that is the crux of this war. Today, the Indian Air Force is in a position that we can hit any place, anywhere within our radius of action. And that extends to about 1,500 to 2,000 kilometers from our border. However, we have to know where.
So,
Absolutely.
Once we know it, it will be hit. Within 2 meters, we know it.
oh wow.
That is the capability which we have today, and we have demonstrated it very, very clearly in Sindoor.
Sir.
Wherever we wanted to hit, it was hit. There was no questions asked.
So,
And sure enough, that is the reason why our enemy decided enough is enough. Let's
so
call for a ceasefire and live to fight another day. So the important thing today is to know where the target is. And that's what is intelligence, you know. You have to know where is the point you have to aim at. Muntho Dhalo, in one of these regular sweeps which we used to do, when these sweeps are being done, they are done through the Litening pod, and the imagery is to come out in the cockpit in a 4x4 display, which is about the size of maybe iPad Pro 17 Max or whatever was the size. And you cannot really see very precisely what is happening. But what used to be done was the moment the aircraft landed, the tapes, these were all high 8mm tapes, used to be taken, put onto the player, and जो क्रू रूम होता था वहाँ हमारे पास 32 इंच के CRT डिस्प्ले, उन दिनों में CRT डिस्प्ले वाज द लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी, उतने बड़े टीवी स्क्रीन होते थे और उसमें रन करते थे हमें. और स्क्वाड्रन के जो भी बंदे फ्री होते थे वहाँ नीचे बैठ के देखते थे कि कुछ दिखता है कि नहीं, कुछ टारगेट दिखा कि नहीं, कुछ मोशन दिखा कि नहीं, कुछ टेंट या सेंगर या बंकर या कुछ भी अगर दिख जाता तो हॉल्ट, टेप रोका जाता था. उसके बाद क्लोज एग्जामिनेशन होता था कि यह क्या चीज़, डिस्काउंट होता था कि ये तो है नहीं, एंड वी यूज्ड टू मूव फॉरवर्ड. दैट वाज द वे इट वाज बीइंग डन. Very slow but methodical way of looking the area. On the 16th, in the morning hours, a mission had gone up, and in the scanning, Wing Commander Patnaik was the pilot, along with another number 2 of his.
Sir.
And he had picked up very clearly a bunch of tents, which we now know as Muntho Dhalo. We knew Muntho Dhalo by name, we knew it existed, but where was it precisely, where was it located, and how did it look like, we had no clue. We had seen it grow from, the first picture which came of it was of just 2 or 3 tents. And by the time another 2 weeks went past, it had grown to 10 and 15 tents. But where was it those things were growing? कहाँ था ये जो मुंथो डालो था, वो उसको थोड़ा फजी डाउट था कि है कि इधर और उसको कैसा मारा जाए. So 16th we saw it. 16th afternoon itself we hit it. 4 aircrafts went with 6 bombs each. There is 24 250 kg bombs.
Yes, sir.
And there were by that time 70 tents. We destroyed all 70 of them.
अच्छा हुआ सर पहले नहीं मारा. कम टेंट्स थे.
बाद में I'll show you this video and I'll explain to you how and what it is done. So that itself, irrespective of what we talk among ourselves, you will see for yourself how that was destroyed. I think it's a good information for you as to what happened in Muntho Dhalo. You can now see these blasts, half U-shaped blast with snow piled up on the northern side. Winds come from that side. So there have been all these blast things are put in that side only, not on this side. And when the film runs, you will find one chap come out from this tent here. There's actually a guy here, this chap, and he will walk this way. Did you see somebody?
Yes.
If you see very carefully, you will see it. And now we have zoomed out so that we can pick up the whole picture, because that's how we'll see it in the air. And this is before, and now this is after. Next, when it runs, you will find it. This is the after. You see the after? This is the same mushroom cloud shoe that has been pulverized. We dropped. Now it will zoom in. You will zoom in and see for yourself. See what's happened. All those tents, everything, they've all blown away. Only that blast deflector, no, that thing is left behind, those curved ones. And if you look carefully, you can even see those pugdundies which they have used. You can see them survived. But rest are all blown away.
उसके बाद सर आपने पार्टिसिपेट किया था टाइगर हिल वाले अटैक पर, तो पहली बार जब आप गए थे तो किस तरह का एक्सपीरियंस था? मतलब उतनी आसानी से टाइगर हिल मिल गया था सर, एंड कोई काउंटर अटैक या आपके ऊपर कोई मिसाइल फायर सब?
हाँ, टाइगर हिल जो था वो बहुत ही क्लासिकल हिल है, और अगर आप ग्राउंड से देखें तो बहुत ही यूनिक सा शेप है,
सामने दिखाई देता है एकदम।
सारे हिल, बहुत हिल्स थे उधर।
यस सर।
बट ओनली टोलोलिंग एंड टाइगर हिल हैड नेम्स,
सर।
बाकी सब ट्रिग हाइट्स पे बेस्ड थे।
यस सर।
टाइगर हिल का ट्रिग हाइट था 5062 मीटर्स, 5062, मगर बाकी लोगों को टाइगर हिल के नाम से पहचाना जाता था, और टाइगर हिल हैड बिकम इन द माइंड स्पेस ऑफ द पब्लिक ऑफ इंडिया एज अ पॉइंट, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट इन द होल कारगिल बैटल। नाउ टाइगर हिल जो था उसके पीक पे 9 एनिमी टेंट्स बिछे हुए थे। वो टेंट्स जो थे वो वाइट क्लॉथ कैनवस के कैमोफ्लैश कलर के थे, और मई के महीने में ज़्यादा डिस्टिंक्ट नहीं था, और वो स्नो के साथ ब्लेंड हो जाता था। जबकि जून के महीने में जब स्नो मेल्ट होने लग गया था, जो रॉक्स थे वहाँ सारे काले रंग के थे।
सर
उसकी बैकग्राउंड में अगर वाइट टेंट्स रखे जाए तो वो क्लियरली स्टैंड आउट होता था, एंड दैट इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट हैपेंड। बाय द 23rd ऑफ जून ये जो 9 टेंट्स जो थे क्लियरली विजिबल होता था, स्पेशली इन आवर लिटनिंग पॉड फ्रॉम 50 kilometers away.
Sir.
But I must tell you, 50 kilometers is not a great distance for the pod, because we are traveling at 1000 kilometers per hour. That's just 3 minutes. And you're rushing at the target, because if you have to drop the bomb, you have to be flying at the target. And the bomb is dropped about 8.5 kilometers short of the target. So you've got only about 42 kilometers of distance to run once you pick it up. But that's not a big deal, because...
नहीं सर, इसको थोड़ा धीरे से समझते हैं। आपने टेक ऑफ करने के बाद में 50 किलोमीटर्स का है, आफ्टर यू टेक ऑफ 42 किलोमीटर्स में आपने आइडेंटिफाई करना है और आपने दबाना है।
नहीं, आइडेंटिफाई 50 किलोमीटर पे हो गया है।
आइडेंटिफाई हो गया 50 किलोमीटर में। उसके बाद ये जो सिस्टम है इसको बस दिख गया है लिटनिंग पॉड में, हमने देख किया है
50 में।
अभी एयरक्राफ्ट को बताना है कि यही है पॉइंट, तो
50 से 42 के बीच में आपको करना है।
नहीं, और भी टाइम है।
ओके।
Between 50 and 28, 25, I keep searching. I've got time to search, which is about 1 minute. And the moment I see, if there is a hill feature, the tent might be on the top of the hill. But by 50 kilometers, I've seen the hill. But when I come at 25 kilometers, I can see the tent.
Okay, so
hill is at 50.
Sir.
Tent is at 20.
Sir.
5. I now tell the system, this is my target. I designate it. And for that, I press a button on my hand. There are 6 buttons on my throttle and about another 6, 7 buttons on my stick. Each of them have got various functions. So it is like a musical instrument, like you're playing. So you quickly press one button and the system fires a laser at it and gets the reply back. And that establishes that this is the target. From then onwards, the system is now computing for dropping the bomb at the correct range. Now, from 25 till 8.5, I carry on...
illuminating?
No, not illuminating.
On
just
cross,
making the cross. And because as I get closer and closer, the target is becoming bigger and bigger.
Sir.
And as it gets bigger and bigger, my resolution as to where am I pointing it at, my crosshair.
से देख रहे हैं कि
No, I'm looking only through the 4x4 display. That's all. This 4x4 display में दिख रहा हूँ पूरा. जो भी एक्शन हो रहा है ना
हाँ उसी में।
वो पूरा ये 4x4 में है।
और उसमें आपने लैट लॉन्ग लगा रखा है तो
लैट लॉन्ग तो सिस्टम के अंदर लगा हुआ है।
तो मतलब आपको थोड़ा जूम वगैरह दिखा रहा है बिकॉज
No zoom, I can do it. I can zoom inward, outward. I've got buttons in my stick and throttle to zoom.
सर
And the moment I pick up the hill, I zoom in full because I know the hill I picked up. And the moment I pick up the hill, I zoom up to go to the peak. Peak is very clear, so I know the tents are on the peak. I know it. Advanced intelligence is there, so I zoom it up to the maximum into 20. It is at that time.
अच्छा
It is now like looking through a straw pipe.
हाँ यस
Yes. So, but I have already located the hilltop. So now I'm not worried about what is happening around it. I'm looking at only the hilltop. And once I pick up the hilltop at into 20 zoom, I'm now looking at the tent. Up tent mein, moment I pick up the tent, I'm putting my crosshair there. And now I'm firing laser at the tent. Only once. All this is only being done once to get the pulse back.
आप करेक्शन कर सकते हैं सर?
I can do it. I can carry on doing it. I can press again. I can keep designating until I have to drop the bomb. Till that time, I can carry on improving the ranging accuracy.
सर
But once I drop the bomb, now I have to illuminate. Now I have to keep my torchlight on till the bomb gets guided and explodes.
या
So at 8.5 kilometers is the point at which I can drop the bomb. I can drop it from 8.5 to maybe 8. But beyond that, it's too late.
बिकॉज आपको तो घूम के भी आना है ना, नहीं तो आप तो यू विल क्रॉस ओवर आप तो
Yes, so what we do is we drop the bomb at about 8.5, then I throw the aircraft into a 4G turn. The Litening pod carries on looking at the target throughout.
हाँ
So I turn by 90 degrees, but the pod is still looking at the target.
एंड
And the bomb is going like this. See, I drop the bomb here. I mean, I turn like that. The bomb is going like this, like this, like this, and it's hitting.
एंड किस स्पीड से जाता है सर ये बॉम्ब?
Same
सेम
speed.
स्पीड सर.
Same speed.
ओके
So the beauty of the system is once I drop the bomb, I have to make sure the crosshair remains on the target throughout. And the laser is firing continuously now, automatically. And it bounces back energy back at the bomb. And the bomb goes for that place. This is a very simple description of what is a very complex task happening.
correct.
But the essential fact is my job is to illuminate the target accurately. The bomb's job is to find my illumination. So if I put it at the right place, the bomb will go to the right place. If I take the illumination to a wrong place, it will go to the wrong place. If everything else is correct, arithmetic of the whole system.
सर पहली बार जब आप टाइगर हिल में जा रहे थे आप वो 4x4 में इतने एनग्रोस थे, क्या इस वजह से आप मिस कर गए थे जब आपको मिसाइल आपके ऊपर लॉन्च हो गया था सर?
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं था. ऐसा हुआ कि जब हम वहाँ पहुँचे थे, because there was a cloud on the hilltop, we couldn't see the target. And if you can't see the target, you can't drop the bomb.
सर
So we had about half an hour of endurance. We could stay in the Kargil area for another half an hour. And after that, we have to set back because fuel was short.
और आप कितने पीछे टाइगर हिल से आप लोग को वो कर रहे थे सर, फ्लाई कर?
7-8 kilometers.
सर
We reached up to the weapon aim point. So we now started orbiting, hoping that we'll see the cloud go past, because winds generally there are very strong.
यस
But it just so happened that that particular day, the enemy was probably destined to live.
सर
And the cloud just refused to move. We went round and round. We went once, twice, thrice. On the fourth turn, we probably went a little bit closer, because we were at height. And that's when Manish screamed.
मनीष आपके
योर को-पायलट
My co-pilot was sitting in the rear seat with me, Manish Yadav.
सर
He was squad leader then. He is now flying.
सर
So he screamed at flare left. Flare left meaning press the flare button. I had to do it because I'm sitting in the front seat. We had the only button which can flare. Some switches were unique to the front
सर
and some were common to both. So flare left, which meant turn hard left and flare. That is the sort of code word for that purpose, abridged word. So I immediately throttled back to idle, that is, put the aircraft engine to idle power and turned upwards. By doing that, I reduced my IR signature because all these missiles are Stinger and all are guided by IR.
इंफ्रारेड जो वार्मथ गर्म की गर्मी से
So I just throttled back to idle and started dropping
आइडल
flares.
में मतलब आपका कम
इंजन कम हो जाए
थ्रॉटल वो कम स्पीड है वो ओके एग्जॉस्ट कम है
Exhaust gas is less hot. At 100%, it can go up to 900 degrees centigrade. At idle, it's about 600 degrees centigrade.
Sir.
The exhaust gas temperature. So I operated the flares. The flares are very hot. They're super hot. They come out at
Sir.
1000 degrees centigrade.
Yes.
And they come out every 1 second, one flare comes out. So the missile invariably tends to go for the hottest source. So that is that is the thought process behind these flares, which are for decoying of the missile. And I turned hard left and climbing upward so that I kept the missile envelope below me and out of my.
सर
Manish saw the missile, I didn't see it. And though I was looking in, the missile is really very small. It must be probably a small thing.
और कुछ अलर्ट नहीं आता सर मिसाइल आपके ऊपर स्टिंगर
Stinger, you don't come to know. At this point in technology, that is the way it was. We are talking about 27 years ago.
Yes.
There was no missile detecting system on the aircraft. Today we have missile detectors capable of picking up a missile and telling you where it's coming from. But those days, I'm talking of 27 years ago.
सर
हाँ ये बहुत डिफिकल्ट है सर उस स्पीड में आप फ्लाई कर रहे हैं और आप इधर उधर देख रहे हैं लुकिंग फॉर वन कि फट से किसने माचिस जला दिया टाइप का
You have to. This is the way it is in war. You never know where your enemy is shooting at you from.
सर
It's as difficult as it is for an infantryman, where some sniper somewhere is
Yes, sir.
going
Yes,
to hit
sir.
at you. It's only when you see its flash or you hear the sound later,
सर
or you see some round miss. If it's hit you, you won't even know. But if it's missed you by say, a few meters or feet or inches, you will know for sure.
फॉर सम मोर टाइम एट लीस्ट
And you have the time to now duck
yes
before the next one comes around. So this is what we did. So by this time 4 rounds were over and we didn't have the fuel to continue sitting on top. And
सो बच गए सर आप मतलब यू वेंट हार्ड लेफ्ट और
upward, and the Manish saw the missile come up. I didn't spot the missile. Though I was desperately looking for it, I couldn't spot it.
सर
और फ्लेयर्स से वो
Yeah, because I could see my flares come out now by that time. Well, Manish had spotted the missile beforehand. The flares are very bright, and once they come out, no, they sort of flash in your, and it sort of saturates your eyeball.
सर
But I didn't spot it. While the missile came up for us, and then finally fell away. That's what Manish describes it as. We quickly came back to Adampur. Adampur is just 500 kilometers away, another half an hour flying.
sir.
We accelerated to our load limit speed. The Mirage, with its 2 big tanks, is limited to 0.95 Mach,
सर
which appears
0.95
0.95 Mach. Which, if you see a normal Airbus, when you go from, say, Bombay to Delhi or wherever on these routes, it does about 0.75, 0.76 Mach.
सर
We were at 0.95. So this is our limit speed at that because of the huge tanks. Otherwise, the Mirage is capable of going to 2 Mach also. Now fuel is no longer a criteria. You want to get back to drop your fuel to less than 1000
सर
kgs because that's our landing weight.
Sure.
We have to get it down because we are now carrying a bomb extra.
सर
You're taking the bomb back. So there is a 600 kgs of bomb mass also with you. So you have to cut your fuel down. So we accelerated to burn it up quickly and get back home. That's how it works.
नहीं समझा सर तेल ज़्यादा है तो आप
See, the aircraft has got a weight below which you can land, above which you should not be landing. It stresses the undercarriage excessively.
टेक ऑफ में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं
Takeoff, there is no problem. Takeoff is a very benign thing. You're going up and away. But when you're landing, you're coming down with velocity. And therefore, there is a maximum landing weight. You should not exceed that. Unless there is an emergency or if you exceed that, you can damage the undercarriage and reduce the life of the aircraft.
इसीलिए कुछ वो जो फ्यूल देयर इज अ टर्म फ्यूल को जो छोड़ते हैं डंप कर
That's you dump the fuel.
Sir.
Yeah. You have a fuel dump valve which you open and let fuel go out. The Mirage doesn't have a dump system. The Jaguar has, the Sukhoi 30 has.
सर
So here we actually burn
Burn
it up. Burn it up. So we burn it up with higher speed and whatever, and that's how we managed to do it.
फिर subsequently sir, how did it happen sir?
So subsequently we went back to, landed back at Adhampur, and we were, let to know that the mission is being now postponed to next day morning.
Sure.
So the same team was selected, and by this time the Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal Tipnis, had flown into Adhampur that afternoon, and when he came to know that we were going next day for Tiger Hill, he decided to fly himself.
आपके साथ में सर?
No, not with me, but in the formation. I mean, being the Chief of Air Staff, it would not be right for him to get
Leading.
into the enemy area, but he would be as an observer, staying a bit away, say 35-40 kilometers away, and see what the action was. And therefore, the whole mission was changed, profile was changed. 3 aircrafts were put in from our side. 2 used to come from Ambala from the Tigers, and that's how we proceeded the next day. The next day was a perfect day.
So 3 aircraft में एक तो पीछे रहेगा सर?
एक तो पीछे रहेगा,
बाकी दोनों टारगेट करेंगे?
हाँ, एक करके. It's not that we do it together.
Okay.
It is like one after the other.
Sir.
And that's how it was planned out.
आपका पहला था, second?
No,
था?
I was the second.
आप second थे, sir.
I was the second. But we realized when we got there was no cloud, everything was perfect. But the wind speed was high now. And maybe that is the reason why there was no cloud now.
Sir.
And the problem was wind speed, not because high wind speed really doesn't matter to the bomb if it is along the path of the bomb. But if it is at 90 degrees to the bomb, it becomes excessive and it is outside the limits of the weapon. So what was required was for us to either change the direction of the attack, which was not very theoretically possible because of the lay of the land,
POK,
the POK and all the other
साथ,
problems, and the stipulation that we shouldn't cross the line of control. Therefore, we had to change our height. We were supposed to drop it at 28,000 feet. Now, 28,000 feet is above sea level. Remember, 28,000 feet above sea level meant that you were about 12,000 feet above Tiger Hill.
Yes.
But Tiger Hill itself is 16,500
Yes, sir.
feet.
Sir.
So the differential is 12,000 feet. We came down to even further to 26,000 feet. And there we found that the wind component was perfect. It was within our limits to drop.
Sir.
And we dropped from that altitude. So same procedure. We were doing some sort of a race course pattern. Because first time we couldn't drop because of the,
Wind.
wind. Went back again and set course one this time. This time we again accelerated to the drop speed and picked it up, and it was like clockwork. Everything went absolutely perfect. And at 8.5 kilometers, dropped the bomb. Once the bomb releases from the aircraft, it's 600 kgs of mass suddenly departing. The aircraft actually jumps up. You can imagine 600 kg suddenly being taken away. But moment that happened, we turned hard left, 4G turned to the left, and Manish and I, we guided the bomb till the impact. The bomb flight time was known to us. It is 30 seconds.
Sir.
30 seconds from release, the bomb does 8.5 kilometers and hits.
Sir.
This is the way it is supposed to be. But in the cockpit, those 30 seconds looked like almost, it was like, everything was moving deadly slow. You were looking at the image, waiting for something to happen, and nothing was happening. Nothing was happening. Nothing was happening. Until suddenly it exploded, and there was, a white flash, soundless for us, because in the cockpit all we could see was the video in that 4x4 display. But even there, it was very clear that we had exactly hit what we had set out to do.
450 kgs.
450 kgs of high explosive on the Tiger Hill, and it demolished everything which was there.
Sir.
We were thrilled and delighted, euphoric, because here is a tough task which you had set out to do with too many variables in place, all of which could happen. जो हिंदी में कहते थे ना, लगता तो नहीं है, कह भी नहीं सकते, हो भी सकता है. That was the attitude there, because and our stars were shining bright that day. Everything was almost perfectly aligned, and the weapon did exactly what it was designed to do. And we immediately gave the code word. We had a code word set
sir.
that if you have
क्या था सर वो?
success, our code word that day was Tarson's war cry, Bundolo.
Sir.
Tarson's war cry, Bundolo. We're talking about 27 years ago. That was the best we had. Today probably there would be something new from some Dhurandhar movie or something. But those days we were brought up on Enid Blyton and Tarzan and Mandrake comics. So that is what we announced, and immediately after that we set course to another point called 4388.
Sir.
Now 4388 is about 20 nautical miles. It's about 35-40 kilometers towards the northwest of Tiger Hill,
Sir.
towards the Mushko Valley.
Batalic sector, sir.
No.
Oh, Mushko. Sir. Yes, sir.
West of Tiger
West,
Hill.
yes. Sir.
So we set course for that because we had seen a target there which we wanted to film now, and
ये लैंड करने से पहले ही सर,
I'm talking immediately after Tiger.
बम गिराते ही
Set course for this place, 4388.
सर ओके.
So we filmed 4388, and then on the way back, since Tiger Hill was on our left, we decided to film that as well.
Sir.
So we quickly zoomed into Tiger Hill and took it from the. By this time, the dust had settled. All the explosion and everything had disappeared.
Sir.
The wind velocity, you remember, I was telling you, it was very strong. Everything got blown away. And we scanned the hill right from the tip to the bottom and upwards. So hopefully to look, since we were close,
Sure.
what was available there, what was left, were there any other enemy strongholds or points which we could later, neutralize or address the next day. So all this, the moment that got completed, we shut our pod off and now accelerated back to 0.95 mark, heading back to Adampur. Now we were very curious to land back quickly and see what was there on the film.
Sir.
We were like small children who had, wanted to quickly put the tape in and see what had happened. By the time we landed back at Adampur, the celebration had already started.
News was already there.
News was already there since the other two aircrafts had landed back. And,
Sir.
they were, they had described what they had seen with their eyes and with. So the video was taken, the film was threaded onto the player, and everybody could see for themselves what actually happened. The clearly visible, just about 5 or 7 seconds before impact, people running in the film.
Sir.
I will show it to you later when you can see for yourself. That very distinctly, 3 people have been running in the film when the bomb comes in. And the effect on that is very clearly visible. The remaining time when we filmed the peak once again, when remember I told you
वापस ही
15 minutes back later when we were coming back, वापस आते समय जो हमने filming किया था, उसमें एक आदमी दिखा गया था. One human being had survived, and he was slowly climbing from about 500 meters below, climbing upwards, probably to go and see what had happened on the top.
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
But he was clearly visible. He was the only one who was moving in that whole thing. And he was visible because of the fact that he was moving.
Sir.
Movement gives him away. If he had not moved, we wouldn't have known, because there's a blob. And that movement of the blob is the one which sort of
Yes.
Activity hai, sir.
yes, shows you that something is on. So that's how Tiger Hill happened on the 24th. And even today when I look at that film, it gives me, my जो हिंदी में कहावत है ना, रोंगटे खड़े हो जाते हैं.
हमने अभी देखा सर हमारे
Moreover, because of the fact that there are actual people there. There are people who have died. So in a way, we have killed people. So that sort of, and that too not 1 or 2, but a large number.
कभी अच्छा भी लगता है सर ऐसे I'm sorry, but you have to say, otherwise हमारे forces climb कर रहे थे वहाँ पे.
I know because
एंड उसी सर टाइगर हिल
दुश्मन
मतलब
थे वो.
18 ग्रेनेडियर काफ़ी कैजुअलिटी ले चुकी थी.
absolutely there's all these people, everything you have to balance against. But the fact is that you're doing something which is unnatural for as a human being. So 27 years later too, I feel, and we had a technical advantage.
Sure.
Those guys were helpless against us. There was nothing they could have done to stop us.
Yes, sir.
You see, generally when you fight, you have a
Adversary.
who can do something to you and you can do something to him. These were like people, it's like shooting fish in a small bucket. They were like helpless, and we were there. And that is the advantage of air power. It gives you a huge markup over your capabilities, over your enemy, especially if he doesn't have it.
But उन्होंने try तो की sir, मतलब Stinger भी आपके ऊपर fire किया
Yeah,
था.
but that is, see, we were outside the bubble now.
Sir.
Stinger बस उतना 4 किलोमीटर ऊपर जाता है.
एक्चुअली सर वो आपको पता है उनके लिए तो they were trying hard to
They were like trying hard to survive
Sir.
or to
Yes.
shoot us down. And we were trying hard to make sure that they were neutralized. So this is the way war is fought.
इनफैक्ट सर आई थिंक इसी बैटल के टाइम पर एक इंसिडेंट ऐसा भी हुआ था जब आपने पाकिस्तान F-16 को लॉक ऑन किया था.
That's it was in the very beginning,
सर.
because just immediately after that they all went away.
सर.
And it's got nothing to do with locking on, because locking on we used to do because they were very well into the territory.
इन पाकिस्तान टेरिटरी.
In Pakistan territory. The weapon which we used to carry were magic missiles, which are just about 7-8 kilometers of range.
Sir.
The BVRs, which were the
Beyond visual range.
yeah, the beyond visual
530D,
range,
sir.
the 530D, it could fire 30 kilometers.
Sir.
But we never had a scenario where a BVR could be fired at them.
सर.
We never had an opportunity, neither with the magic nor with the
530.
530. However, with the magic, I had the opportunity to fire at a helicopter,
सर.
which I think in your channel it had been described what had happened.
सर.
This was at the same place where I told you we had searched this 4388.
4388. Yes,
So
sir.
we were over 4388 when a helicopter from 4388 got airborne and took off and got airborne. And because it was moving, I spotted it. Now it was very important for me, I was sitting in the rear seat of the Mirage that time. Though I was the captain, I had allowed Tokego to sit in the front
सर.
to because he had not had an opportunity to fire the Litening pod so far. And from the rear seat I picked up this helicopter below me, but the moment the aircraft was pointed at this helicopter, I would lose it, because I was looking at through a CRT displayed in front of me.
सर.
In the Mirage, I cannot directly see through the glass. There is a CRT display which shows me a cathode ray imagery of what is happening in front. So I could see this from the side, but I couldn't be pointing at it. So it was very important for me to get Tokego to see this thing as to this helicopter, so that the moment he spots it, then I don't have to worry, he will point it.
Sir.
And we could launch. Unfortunately, Tokes took too much time to spot. By this time, all this got over, that helicopter crossed across the LC. But it had got airborne from 4388.
Oh.
That General Musharraf probability, sir.
We are just assuming it could probably be some supply helicopter which is coming and going.
Sir.
But we really worked at 4388. 4388 was first picked up, if you recollect, after the Tiger Hill mission.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
and we stuck it with by this time with 1,000 pounders. These are the 450 kg bombs.
So.
We dropped, I think, roughly about 20-30 bombs there in a very short time. And I think, to my mind, that is what really broke the back of the Pakistanis.
Sir.
The 4388 as well as the Muntho Dhalo. These were the primary turning points. The Tiger Hill was the most spectacular part.
Spectacular, yes.
It was because it got a video and it's got all the associated,
Media coverage.
But the fact is, the war was won at Muntho Dhalo and at 4388. Both of these were really turning points. The air war, I mean.
Yes.
The ground war, the major points. The capture of Tololing, the capture of 5140, the capture of Tiger Hill. and everywhere
So,
else.
Yeah, yes.
These are all, and you will recollect that the Pakistani foreign minister who had come across, his first requirement is to stop the air campaign first.
अच्छा,
sir.
For him, he was saying first stop the air campaign, then we will talk and we can reconcile it and we will have a ceasefire or whatever they wanted to do. But we were very clear, we will not stop, we will continue. Though we stopped the air campaign on the 12th of July,
Yes, sir.
the actual ground battle finished only on the 26th.
26th,
And that's why,
Yes.
there was this 14 days where air action had stopped. Maybe there was some requirement from our side. It was not that we had didn't want to fight or anything. It was just that a decision had been taken good enough. Our soldiers were very close to the
Objective.
Yes, sir.
objective,
Sure.
and to use weapons would be dangerous. Fratricide and other risks were possible.
Sir, आपने 42 different type of aircrafts fly किए
Actually,
हैं.
not 42, 52.
Oh, sir.
Sorry, sir.
52 अलग अलग तरह के एयरक्राफ्ट. सो बाकी के बारे में थोड़ा बात करेंगे, बट जो हमारे मेजर वो हैं सर आज के डेट पे, मिराज, तेजस, LCAs, सुखोई, इनमें से हाउ डू वी इक्वेट ईच अदर, या जब एक एयर पैकेज बनता है सर फॉर मे बी किसी भी ऑपरेशन के लिए, तो हम क्या डायनेमिक्स ध्यान रख करके वो प्लान करते हैं सर?
It's like you would fight in any war. You put your best foot forward.
सर.
So each aircraft has got its unique features,
सर.
unique advantages and disadvantages. So when you're planning something, you take the best advantage and pit it against the worst part of the enemy that you can
सर.
pit it against, so that you have the maximum asymmetry. Each aircraft, like for example the Mirage is in the front of the Air Force for quite some time. It was inducted in 1985, and it was the aircraft which was pushed to the Maldives operations, if you remember.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Cactus.
Yeah,
Oh, cactus.
Sir.
Yes.
It was the aircraft which went to Sri Lanka for Operation Pumalai, when we dropped for LTT 6 AN-32s. If you recollect, we went and dropped food and
Sir,
for the LTT at.
वो IPKF के जाने से पहले जब
Yes,
sir.
LTT को सपोर्ट कर रहे थे.
So that was the Mirages were escorting the AN-32s there. Operation Pumala. Then came Maldives operations. Again, the Mirages were inducted. Subsequent to that, we had Kargil. Again, that is by this time the Mirages were about 14 years old. 1999,
Yes, sir.
1985, 14 years. The Mirages were used. Subsequent to that, look at it, 20 years later, in 2019,
Balakot.
Balakot strike, again the Mirages were dropping bombs. Consistently, this aircraft was ideally suited for air-to-ground delivery. It has nothing to do with its pilots, it has more to do with the aircraft and its capability. And the weapons that it had the ability to drop successfully. Each of these wars, it had different weapon sets.
बट अगर सर डॉग फाइट टाइप की हम ऑपरेशन प्लान करें तो मिराज इज नॉट द बेस्ट.
Not today. Today, I would suggest that the Rafale would be the best.
सर.
Sir.
From two things. One, the weapon it can fire, and secondly, the sensors it has to determine its situation.
सर.
It's very important, like in any facet, your situational awareness should be very hot. And your situational awareness is a function of your aircraft capability, the sensors it has got. Because no longer is your eyes telling you what is happening. It is your radar, your infrared search and tracking system, your electronic warfare system. All of them are working simultaneously and fusing a picture which is being shown to you. And the one which has got the best picture wins.
रफाल.
That's today.
यस.
Tomorrow another aircraft will come along, maybe the AMCA.
सुखोई कितना पीछे है सर इसमें?
Sukhoi is, I think, probably a generation behind in this particular facet. However, there is an upgrade on the Sukhoi which will happen in 5 to 7 years' time, which is going on, ongoing. When that sort of gets complete and the aircraft gets deployed with all its capability, we'll probably have a more good picture of where exactly the Sukhoi stands. As it stands today, it is, I would put it, a generation behind the Rafale.
Sir.
That's the way it is today.
Sure.
As far as the weapons are concerned, especially in an air-to-air scenario, the Rafale has got the Meteor, which is the best air-to-air missile which we have today in the Air Force. As against which the Sukhois have got today the RWA AE, and maybe some new missiles will come around from after Sindoor, and we will have probably better capabilities coming in shortly.
सर आजकल एक बहुत बात चलती है कि 6th जनरेशन एयरक्राफ्ट बना रहे हैं कि यूएस चाइना एंड डिफरेंस क्या है सर 5th एंड 6th जनरेशन एयरक्राफ्ट में, एंड हमारी स्टैंडिंग आज की डेट में कहाँ पर है?
हमारी जो एयरक्राफ्ट है वो 4.5 जनरेशन की है
सर.
अब 4.55 या 4.51 it's a matter of debate, but that's where we stand today. When you say 5th generation technology, simply put, it is technology till what was known till the 21st century, that is till 2000.
Sir.
That is what we call 5th generation. And the defining features of a 5th generation aircraft are firstly stealth and secondly supercruise.
Sir.
Stealth, I'm sure you understand.
Yes, sir.
Where your ability to be spotted by the enemy are remarkably reduced.
मतलब radar detect ना कर पाए.
Radar, not only radar, to a large extent visually as well as from IR and from every other sensor.
यूएस का जो B2 बॉम्बर्स हैं सर.
That's a 5th generation. It is a stealthy bomber because of its shape, and the aerodynamics are so catered so that it doesn't create any ripples for a radar beam which hits it. So you cannot detect it. It's not what correctly say, it's not exactly total stealth. It is actually what is called low observable. Means the probability of you picking it up are remarkably reduced. Let me give you some numbers. What is typically the size of a aircraft if you were to use radar against this? We have a number called the radar cross section. So if I take a MiG-21 and I use it, a radar against it, the MiG-21 will come out with a radar cross section of about 2 to 3 square meters.
Sir.
So.
Meaning, अगर 2 to 3 square meter का एक plate अगर flat रखा जाए against the radar beam, that will be the reflection of a MiG-21 which is coming at it.
Sir.
Compare this to say an F-35. We believe what is published is its radar cross section is 0.0001.
0.0001 sir.
0.001.
Sir.
Which means it's like the size of a small bird.
Sir, वो कैसे अपने shape के वजह से या?
By shape, by multiple technologies. Shape, material used, radar absorbent material used, the quality of the paint,
Sir.
the quality of the material, whether it is plastic or it is composite as against metal,
Sir.
which is far more reflective.
Sir.
So combination of all this goes towards making up low observable. So
Sure.
these are all what is considered to be 5th generation. And
I'm
they
really
are
scared about 6th generations.
now 5th generation, these technologies had, as I told you, two things. One is stealth and the other is, you forget, I told you no, the other is the ability to supercruise.
Supercruise, yes sir.
Which means the ability to fly at beyond Mach 1 speeds, but with dry power, means without engaging afterburner. So these are the two defining features.
ये आपको समझाना पड़ेगा सर थोड़ा सा afterburner.
नॉर्मल एयरक्राफ्ट जो होता है ना, उसके इंजन और कोई फाइटर एयरक्राफ्ट या ट्रांसपोर्ट एयरक्राफ्ट के जेट इंजन की तरह ही होता है. However, in a fighter aircraft, to get additional thrust,
Sir.
fuel is injected in the exhaust and burnt.
Sir.
And that is called afterburning. हाँ.
Okay.
अलग से.
Sir.
And that is used only for very classical times like takeoff
Sir.
or for combat. जहाँ thrust ज़्यादा
Thrust चाहिए, sir.
चाहिए होता, but and you're not now worried about fuel consumption.
Yes, yes.
So afterburner is used for maximum thrust for takeoff and for combat.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, you are not using it so that you can cruise for a longer distance. If you start using afterburner, aircraft can finish its fuel within 8 minutes, where it can actually fly for 1.5 hours. But with afterburner, it just consumes. Fuel consumption in the Mirage, for example, is 500 kgs per minute. That is the sort of rate of fuel consumption. And a clean Mirage, without any stores, has about 3,800 liters of fuel. And in kgs, it's 3,160 kgs. So if I was using afterburner, 6 minutes, my aircraft is empty.
My.
So that is the rate of consumption. So I use it only very sparingly in combat or for takeoff, which is about a minute, and put it off and then conserve the fuel for war. As I mentioned, super cruise is the ability to do high Mach cruise without afterburner. Meaning the engine is so powerful enough that in dry power, that means without engaging afterburner, my aircraft can cruise at beyond Mach 1 speeds. So these two defining features, stealth
And super cruise.
and super cruise, are 5th generation technologies. Now this stealth is restricted in the sense it is restricted to a certain radar wavelength. More often than not, it is in the X band, which is where enemy radars are operating to detect you. So you tend to have the shape and the material so that the X band is defeated. However, other radar bands like the VOHF or the VHF band of radar can see through this sort of stealth of 5th generation.
So much of effort.
Yeah, but these the targeting radars are all in the X band.
Sir.
Sir. This must have range या अलग-अलग तरह के
The
limitations.
VOHF radars have got very good range, but their accuracy is very poor. Their wavelength is larger, so the blip size is large. So discriminating as to the accuracy is very poor.
Sir.
But it can pick up a stealth aircraft. That is known today. 6th generation overcomes this capability, this lack of capability of the 5th generation, and is now stealth for a larger bandwidth.
So
It's up to us to define what is that bandwidth, whether it will do from VOHF to
X.
X band or beyond, KU band and Ka band, or somewhere a little bit tighter. But that's where the thought process is, the 6th generation. The 6th generation also has the capability to call the MUMT, which is man-unmanned machine teaming. So that loyal wingman can be flown along with the aircraft.
इसके बारे में आपको और थोड़ा समझाना पड़ेगा सर. It is drones और aircrafts का एक साथ मिलकर के operations.
Yes, that's right. It's a teaming between two platforms. Both of them, one with a man in it and the other without a man. They work like a combat team of 2 people, or maybe even more. It could be one mother aircraft with, say, a team of 5 or 6 unmanned aircrafts. They appear the same from the radar perspective. They are also stealthy, and they also carry weapons. These are all concepts at the moment.
Sure.
They are being realized slowly, and by and by, as time goes on, these will start getting deployed in war. But as it stands today, it is all in the laboratory or in the testing.
Concept paper, sir.
Testing. In fact, it has gone beyond concept. It is already being tested.
सर इसको अगर हम बात करें तो हम इंडिया की अगर बात ना करें, किसी और कंट्री की अगर हम बात करें तो हाउ डू यू सी एनी वन ऑपरेशन बीइंग प्लान्ड, जैसे कि मे बी स्ट्राइक के लिए मैन वाला है या मैन वाला हेडक्वार्टर है और ये साथ में 3-4 ड्रोन्स ऑपरेट कर रहे हैं जिसको वी आर पासिंग इंस्ट्रक्शंस दैट you go and strike or you go and create target the air defense, this guy will go and strike, something like this?
Yeah, exactly like that.
Sir.
It's exactly like that. It will be like a mothership.
Sir.
That is, say, let us assume a 6th generation fighter which has got
जो अभी AWACS रोल प्ले करती है.
almost like AVAX now.
हाँ.
Yeah, it will be having along with it a team of say 5 or 3 or 4 unmanned.
Sir.
Some of them will be decoys, in the sense they will go ahead
Sir.
and they will show themselves up faster,
Huh.
so that the enemy has to respond.
Sir.
When he responds, he gives away his radar
Position.
signature
Yes,
and
sir.
position,
Huh.
which is relayed backward to the mothership to know that there is a threat and from this direction. This is one could be a sacrificial guy who gets
Yes, sir.
shot and killed and destroyed, or is a sort of a lead patrol element.
Yes,
Sir.
समझ गए.
Just to probe, sir.
Exactly that. So here you are working as a team where the dangerous work is being done by people who are expendable.
Yes.
And the heavy lifting, that is carrying the heavy weapons and firing them in a more benign and safe, would be the mothership's job.
Sir.
These would be small, expendable. They cannot be very highly complex, because if they are so, then they become expensive. And when they become expensive, then the very purpose of them being in the sky gets defeated. If I have a unmanned aircraft more expensive than the manned, then
Sir.
I lose the professionality which I'm looking for. I'm trying to
Protect the man.
protect the man and make him for some unique task which he can do, and use the unmanned to do the grunt work, the work which is either very dangerous or very boring.
Sir.
Sir.
I get these so-called, guys to do the job for me. It's like a motor mechanic. If you see, he's got 5 or 6 of these youngsters with him who are, he does the basic stuff and tells them, tighten kar do, something like that. I can put it.
So will it reduce the pilot ka employment?
I'm sure in future, as technology progresses, as you see for yourself how artificial intelligence is progressing, your requirement for the sort of manpower you would normally carry with you for doing everything will definitely reduce, especially in some very niche fields. You will see for yourself, as I've seen many pundits on artificial intelligence predict that the most dramatic shift will take place in medicine, and especially in radiology. They say radiology will be the first thing which will get hit by artificial intelligence. Whatever a radiologist does today, artificial intelligence can do better. It can look at an image, it can tell you far more in depth and learn far faster and keep that knowledge to itself. And this is the way it's progressing. It is a matter of time before we have a scenario where there will be unmanned aircraft which are capable of doing everything that the manned aircraft can do today. There will be a sort of a scenario where only missiles are being fired at each other. But remember, at the end of all this, the whole purpose of war is to use violence to get the enemy to do what you want.
Sure. Sir.
And violence means, it is not violence against buildings or violence against his own missiles. It's against his human beings.
Yes.
And his populace. So at the end of the day, whether you use a drone or a missile or whatever, you are trying to bend his will to achieve your objective, your political objective, which cannot be achieved by diplomacy.
Sure. Correct, sir.
To that extent, we will find progress in every field. Where the progress will come is a matter of speculation. There have been people saying, why don't we take away pilots out? Even today, in the field of civil aviation, the aircrafts have got 2 pilots and 2 engines. When you have a scenario where in the civil aviation field, only 1 pilot will be left behind, which is not even on the drawing board today, where there is only there's an aircraft with 1 pilot. That's not even in the drawing board today.
We'll move to trains.
No, but this is progress for you. But the first step you will see in this progress will be from 2 pilots, it will reduce to 1. And then probably the next step will be none. In civil aviation.
Yes.
In fighter aviation, in military aviation, where risk taking is far more higher it may be possible that we will graduate to pilotless fleet in future.
मतलब मैं तो सोच के लग रहा है कि you're in a dog fight और सामने वाला it's pilotless, it's more like a Tesla
Yeah,
navigating.
but he has to know what is happening around it.
So like
As long as he is aware of the situation around it and he can process it at 1,000 times a second,
Sir.
no human being
Yes.
can match it.
yes.
But he has to have the eyeball equivalent where he's seeing what is happening around it, processing it.
मतलब गाड़ी को इंडियन रोड्स में चलाने से ज़्यादा मुश्किल तो आई एम श्योर होगा, बट ना सर इतने सारे चीज़ें प्रोसेस करते हैं ट्रैफिक लाइट से लेकर के हु इज क्लोज हु इज नॉट क्लोज, ऑफ कोर्स द स्पीड्स आर डिफरेंट लेवल ऑल टुगेदर.
But I see it happening because
उस लेवल पे हो जाएंगी सर.
processing
Yes.
is that much more easier in a system which is designed for it. So I see this happening, and I think we should embrace it and grasp it and use it to our advantage.
Before somebody else does it.
Absolutely. No, everybody is doing it already. We have to just use it. At the moment, we should use AI today to use it for our decision support. There are many decisions you have to take in war fighting.
अच्छा.
So you can use AI systems to generate the information
Yes,
to make it into knowledge for you. So you can take quick decisions. That's where it stands today. And I see it's going to increase day by day as time progresses.
सर आप AOC इन सी रहे हैं सर, इवन ईस्टर्न एयर कमांड में, इवन वेस्टर्न एयर कमांड में सर. तो वेस्टर्न पाकिस्तान के बारे में तो हमने बहुत बातें वैसे भी की हैं सर. वी वुड लाइक टू नो, अगर हम इंडियन एयरफोर्स की वी पिट अगेंस्ट द चाइनीज़ एयरफोर्स, आई एम श्योर वी आर गुड, बट डू यू सी अ गैप या हाउ गुड आर दे सर?
The Chinese Air Force has had a large amount of resources with it. The China itself has been, doing what we call a theaterized command concept for some time.
Sure.
But you must remember their Western theater, which is the largest theater, has within its bound India, Russia, parts of it
Yes,
border
yes.
it,
So
and Turkmenistan and all the other Central Asian republics in its periphery, and that handles all these nations together. That is the size of their theater and the bandwidth which they have organized for. They have a large strength of fighter aircrafts. They have a industrial strength and capability which we are yet to achieve.
इंडस्ट्रियल एज इन मैन्युफैक्चर करके
In
रिप्लेस
manufacture,
करके इस पे.
and not only in aviation, but in basic manufacturing.
Yes sir. अच्छा है ना.
Yes.
They have an industrial capacity which is par excellence.
Sir.
Today probably the best in the world. As against which our industrial capability is not of that order, and our aerospace capability is even much worse than our industrial capability. These all go hand in hand. If you have a good civil industrial capability, you can afford to pull up your defense capability along with it.
So
Even today, the fact of the matter is we use AK-203 rifles and 6 or 716 rifles in our army. Over 6-7 lakhs of these, of a strength of say 1 million plus,
Sir.
are equipped with these weapons. Obviously, we have to go a long way where we have our own capability, which is of equivalent strength and capability. That's where we stand today.
Sure.
It's a matter of time and effort. I'm sure we will catch up, and we will.
वेरी सून सर.
सर जैसे आपने बताया कि कारगिल के समय हमारी एयरफोर्स काफ़ी आगे थी पाकिस्तान से इन टेक्नोलॉजी एंड जितना भी हम बेटर थे काफ़ी उनसे. ऑफ सिंदूर के बाद में क्या हमको कुछ लेसन्स मिले सर कि हमें कुछ अलग करना चाहिए या अपनी टेक्नोलॉजी को या अपनी जो स्क्वाड्रन है उनको बढ़ाना चाहिए सर?
हाँ बिल्कुल. I mean, हर एक जंग जो होता है उसमें काफ़ी लेसन्स होते हैं.
बिकॉज पाकिस्तान ने कारगिल के बाद काफ़ी इम्प्रूव किया अपने आप को सर.
They realized where they were in Kargil, and from what Pakistanis have written about Kargil, it's very clear that they were firstly never involved in the whole battle. They were like sort of kept apart, and they slowly came to know exactly what was happening. But they were an afterthought in this whole planning process of the Pakistan army. I think they have come a long way from that. They are increased their squadron strength to now as many as 25, and they are increasing it further to 30.
Sir.
Here we are on a declining stream at the moment, and I'm sure with the new inductions and we have some catching up to do, and which will happen.
Sir.
And we will probably now be in a position where we can strive and achieve 42 squadrons, which is our sanctioned strength
Sir.
in the next 10 to 15 years, depending upon how our procurement process is conducted, and as well as how much of our industry is able to cope up with the requirements.
Sir.
Op Sindoor, I think the amount of importance air power has to play was clearly demonstrated.
Yes, sir.
Op Sindoor was from beginning to end a air power campaign. The opening shots were fired by the Indian Air Force and the Indian Army, all employing air power in the sense whether it be drones or whether it be fighter aircrafts, and all of them involved precision guidance.
Correct, sir.
Everything was controlled to achieve very set objectives. But that was just the beginning shot. We realized that it cannot stop at that. We have to progress it, because the enemy responded with its own, because they were not sitting there waiting for our weapons to come in, they were fighting back. And we progressed it. We gradually ramped up the escalation clause. Remember, at the end of the day, both are nuclear power countries. So we have to fight within a so-called invisible but very tangible nuclear threshold, which we have to maintain.
Sir.
And given that fact, I think we escalated it to another level. We started targeting their radars and other infrastructure associated with air defense. And then we took it to their air bases.
Air base, sir.
And we hit 12 of their air bases simultaneously almost. On the in under 90 hours, the whole war came to an end. But within that time frame, I think we did some visible damage. And not only did the Indian Air Force achieve this in quick time, we managed to provide satellite feed of what and all we have hit. And I think our capabilities were very clearly evident. And I think given that fact that we had technical capability to hit at long ranges and very accurately, it sort of blunted the huge euphoria which Pakistan displayed in the first 24 hours and 48 hours. And suddenly they went, like what they say in Hindi, bigi bili ki tarah niche, table ke niche ghus gaya. After that, they were never heard about. All those press briefings came to a very sudden end, and I think it's a clear indication of where the war went. I'm sure the lessons of precision, accuracy, long range weapons, and the need for a war which could be very prolonged. The two wars which are happening in our neighborhood, the Ukraine war has been going on for 4 years.
Yes. In Iran, sir.
The Iran war has been going on for, I don't know how.
4 or 5 months, sir.
5 months now. Should have ended, pata nahi kitni baar, sir.
Yeah, it just keeps ending and opening, starting again.
Sir.
The lesson in it very clear. We have to be self-sustaining. We have to not, all our life we were trained, of the fact that we will have a 10-eye war or a 20-eye war. 20-eye meaning 20 days intensive, or a 30-day intensive, and then another 30 days of normal war. I think we have to
get over
that, feeling that it will be quickly over. We will start the war and suddenly somebody will come running and say, peace, 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 band kar do, and we stop. No, that's not the way it happens today. Today's wars are long duration wars, and there is a possibility that things will not stop when you want it to stop. It will stop when the other side has achieved its objective, you have achieved your objective. Given that, I think our infrastructure has to be built up to the extent where we can sustain such sort of wars.
Long wars. Very right, sir.
We have got very serious players across our borders. China, which is
Sir.
very strong, both from economy as well as from the military point of view, is there. And we have Pakistan, who is not at all economically strong, but still.
But support देने वाले आ जाएंगे सर. Support
And
देने
both
वाले.
of them are in coalition with each other. They will help support each other across. So we have to be guarded in our strength build-up. We have to be very strong. Our intention is not to fight a war. Our intention is to make sure that war is not fought. And for that, it's very important that we look 10 feet tall.
Sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
Our procurement, our training, our
Support system.
doctrines, everything should reach the level at which our enemy feels, why should we take panga with them? Let's leave them alone. Let's grow and do our what we do best, and let them do what they want to do and what they do best. So that's where our challenge lies.
सर कुछ मेंबर्स हैं हमारे चैनल्स के जो गेस्ट आते हैं उनसे कुछ क्वेश्चंस पूछते हैं. हम उनको बताते हैं गेस्ट के बारे में कि क्या प्रोफाइल है गेस्ट की, एंड वो कुछ क्वेश्चन हमें शेयर करते हैं. तो मिस्टर विवेक हैं सर, उन्होंने पूछा कि सर एयर कॉम्बैट डिमांड्स रैपिड डिसीजन मेकिंग अंडर सीवियर टाइम प्रेशर. हाउ हैज़ मॉडर्न टेक्नोलॉजी इन्फ्लुएंस्ड ए पायलट्स ऑब्जर्व, ओरिएंट, डिसाइड, एक्ट साइकिल? हैज़ इट एक्सेलरेटेड डिसीजन मेकिंग, और हैज़ द इंक्रीज्ड फ्लो ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन मेड साउंड जजमेंट इवन मोर चैलेंजिंग?
Technology has definitely helped in making decision making faster,
Sir.
and more accurate and better. My radar sees 100 targets in front, each of them with a different speed, a different altitude, a different capability. I have only weapons for 10 of them to shoot them.
Sir.
My system automatically prioritizes these threats. Who is most threatening my life? He becomes priority number 1, and he's the first one I should be shooting down. Number 2, second and third and fourth. All this gets, so the first 10 targets who I can strike at, and the first 10 targets my enemy, my buddy who's next to me can strike.
Sir.
All this gets automatically worked on in a network, and the decision support system allows me to now use my optimized capability against his. If I have got better weapons,
Sir.
naturally I will have a better solution at a longer range. As against which, if he's got a better weapon, he will have a better solution, which I would have to be that much more safer by either using electronic warfare against him or by staying out of that area, which is dangerous. So definitely, by all imaginations, decision support systems are now
Much better, sir.
Much better, and it's making life that much more easier.
Sir.
In the past, before decision aid support system was available, all you had was your brains.
Brain, yes, sir.
And you had to, the system used to prioritize. It may not be an optimal prioritization.
Sir.
Today, the refinement is such that you get much better solutions, much better choices.
सर आपके लिए हमारे पास एक रैपिड फायर राउंड है सर. सो आपको ज़्यादा नहीं सोचना है सर. वट एवर इंट्यूशनली कम्स टू यू सर, इंट्यूटिवली आपने वैसे रिस्पॉन्ड करना है. सो
Shoot.
सर, सो पहला सवाल मैं पूछता हूँ सर. यू आर इन ए विजुअल डॉग फाइट. आप एक डॉग फाइट में है. यू कैन हैव ओनली वन एडवांटेज, स्पीड, बेटर टर्न रेट, बेटर रडार, बेटर मिसाइल, बेटर विंगमैन, या कुछ और जो आप चाहें.
Better missile. I'll always offer a better missile, because that gives me the ability to do things before my enemy can even
Think of, sir.
think of.
Sir.
And why fight with him when I can defeat him?
Sir.
Sir, you can fly only one fighter for combat tomorrow. Which one would you like?
The one which I can fly best today, I think probably it will be the Mirage 2000. And
Sir.
That's what I would fly. But if I had
That wish list.
in the Indian Air Force, if I had a menu card with all the fighters in its inventory, and I'm asked to fly. I obviously fly the best today, which is the Rafale.
Sir.
Sir,
I would be foolish to ask for something else when the latest, Mercedes-Benz
Technology
is available on the menu.
sir, which matters more, aircraft or the pilot?
In today's world, the aircraft matters the most. The pilot is important, but I think technology is excessively dominant today in this world of ours. My Josh, Hosh, my knowledge is subservient to the capability which I have under me.
Sir.
If I don't have that capability, it doesn't matter how well trained I am. And that's very important, especially in the Air Force. There is a very, saying which is there that a human being left to himself can walk, he can even swim, but he can't fly. He requires technology for it.
Sir. Sir.
Sir, which technology will change air warfare the most?
Are you giving me choices?
Sir, AI, drones, quantum sensing, hypersonic weapons, directed energy, or anything else, sir?
I think the future is with directed energy. I see a time where when directed energy could be used very quickly and rapidly,
Sir.
and at very long ranges to achieve what I wanted to. But before we reach a time where directed energy becomes predominantly the war-winning capability, we might see a time where hypersonic weapons will play some role. And then that will get displaced by something even faster, which is directed energy.
Sir.
I mean, it's at the speed of light, and there is nothing which can go faster than that. So that's the cutting edge. But that's a future which is yet to fructify.
I believe अभी जो challenge है इतना power या इतना energy वो aircraft के अंदर देना is going to be a challenge.
It is going to be a challenge. It requires huge amount of energy.
Sir.
But this is a matter of time before some new technology.
We are evolving, sir.
Everything is evolving.
So which Indian program is the most critical? ये कुछ जो यहाँ पे है सर, AMCA, Tejas Mk2, TED BF, Ghatak, Astra.
To my mind, the most critical technology today, which we have to quickly get to and to achieve, is, I believe, the Tejas Mk2.
Sir.
This is very critical to our Air Force. In the near future, we will start losing the Jaguars, which are already 40 plus years old.
Sir.
It came to our inventory in 1979. So in 2029,
Sir.
it will be 50 years old.
Sir.
It has lived its life and has been fully utilized. We are the only country in the world flying Jaguars today. We are in fact getting Jaguars for free from other countries who don't know what to do with it. Jaguars have to go. And the next to follow them will be the MiG-29s. So all these are going to happen in the next 5 to 10 years.
Sir.
And we require replacement for them. And I do believe the replacement that we will look forward is the Tejas Mk2.
Sir.
It is time critical. As far as the next more important aircraft in the time horizon, it will be the AMCA. The AMCA will have to come around and should be ready to replace the Sukhois, which will have aged 45 years by the time the AMCA is realized. So I have to look at it from the point of view of what is most critical today, what is most critical tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So, and everything takes time, so we have to plan well ahead in the future. So today, my focus should be on nothing else but the Tejas Mk2 to quickly realize it and get it flying.
So,
that's a challenge.
Sir, if you had rupee 1 lakh crore for the Indian Air Force, where would you spend the first rupee?
I think it's on the Rafale today. That's available. If money was the problem, we should be putting it there. And that is the one which is readily available to us. The rest are all,
And one of the best, sir, as of now, sir.
it's the best we have today.
Sir.
And it's the only one which we can get for the money which I have.
Sir.
The others are all developmental programs, will come along in time.
Sure. Sir.
I'm not saying that we don't want them. If war winning is a requirement for today and not for tomorrow, I'll spend it today.
Sir.
So which aircraft impressed you the most as a pilot? Not necessarily the best, but the one you enjoyed flying the most.
I enjoyed all the aircrafts I flew.
Sure.
Each one of them represented
The
some
52.
sort of, each one of them. Each one had a uniquely technical challenge to it.
Sir.
I recollect just before I retired from service, superannuated,
Sure.
way back in 2019, I flew even the C-17, which
Sir.
if you recollect is
Yes,
a
sir.
260-ton aircraft
Sir.
with 4 engines. And unique in its own way, a fly-by-wire aircraft, 4 engines, head-up display, and in many ways so much different from the standard transport aircraft which we see flying around.
Sir.
I found that challenging, interesting, and given its technical complexity, that much more fun to fly.
Sir.
I'm sorry, can't help asking, sir. आपको लगा नहीं कि ये इतना slow क्यों चल रहा है? Life has halted. ऐसे टाइप की feeling नहीं है सर?
No, it's
कि मोबाइल निकाल लूँ या कुछ?
yes, probably if I flew it for 150, 200 hours.
Sir. Because you must be used to such speed.
Yeah, but
and
here,
all.
it's a matter of when you're doing something for the first time, it is very interesting and
Sir.
challenging. So I found flying the C-17 very interesting. It has a unique way of flying, a unique method of controlling it, especially on the landing,
Yes, sir.
which is so different from all the other aircrafts I've flown.
Sure.
So that made it.
For us, paratroopers and all,
Yes.
it's making a good difference. In fact, it's for airborne operations and also C-17 is it's great, sir.
Sure. Firstly, it's very huge.
Very huge, sir. Very huge.
It's got double the capacity of the IL-76.
Flying time also like, sir.
IL-76 is roughly about 40 tons of payload. This is almost 80 tons. It's about 74 tons or something like that. So it's a huge jump in capacity, and it can operate from very short fields.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You've seen some videos on YouTube of it landing at Mechuka.
Sir.
I think it's mind-blowing. It's landing at Mechuka and in an ALG
Yes, sir.
and stopping well within the confines of the runway and doing it very regularly.
So one myth about air combat that civilians always get wrong.
The civilians generally think that everything is dogfight. When two aircraft meet, they're
Correct,
doing
sir.
dogfight. That doesn't happen any longer. The fact of the matter is, everything happens at extreme long ranges. Today, you have a sensor which picks you up at 300, 400 kilometers.
Sir.
The network tells you what is happening, and a weapon which can shoot at 100 is used. So you don't get to even see the other aircraft. All you hear is the system tell you that
Warnings.
you achieved some capability or you achieved some.
More like a video games.
Absolutely. And that's how it is today.
Sir.
Whether it be in air to air or in air to ground, everything happens at very long ranges. So
Sir.
no longer what you see in movies where aircrafts go past at high speed, fish, fish, fish. Nothing like that happens. It's more.
It may take away the charm from the Air Force, sir.
Not really, as long as flying is involved.
Sir, yes, sir.
We will always find some ways of either doing some formation flying, like in the Surya Kiran or something, to make it that much more interesting.
Sir, I'll request you to finish the sentence, sir. The next war in the air will be won by dash.
The best aircraft.
Simple.
And so when a fighter pilot straps into an aircraft before a combat mission, what is the last thing he should be thinking about?
The last thing he should be thinking about is death.
So,
He should be only thinking about victory.
but like any warrior, so.
Yeah, exactly. We shouldn't worry about other things. And that's actually what happens. I've been in there and done that. And I know for sure that the moment all the workload comes on to you, everything is forgotten. And you're only thinking about the mission and its success, which flows out of your ability to do everything correctly at the right time, in the right fashion.
Sir, thank you so much, sir. It was so inspiring listening to you, sir. We enjoyed thoroughly. I'm sure the audience is going to love it, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us here on our channel, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Jai Hind, sir.
And all the best to you.
Thank you. Thank you
sir.
so much, sir.
Bye-bye.